Chapter 2. What is money, really? The story we all live inside, but never question. Most people don't think about money unless they don't have enough of it. And when you do not have enough, you're not pondering its meaning, you're hustling, surviving, cutting corners, or sitting in quiet panic while rent or groceries hang in the balance. Money becomes pressure, not philosophy. But if we want to ask whether this system is right, we have to start with something basic, something so obvious that most people miss it entirely. What is money? Not what it does. Not how to get it. But what it is at its core. 1. Money isn't real, not in the way you think. Money isn't gold. Money isn't paper. Money isn't even digital numbers in a bank account. Money is a story. A shared agreement. A collective fiction that everyone chooses to believe because, well, it works. Try this. Imagine handing someone a piece of bark from a tree and asking for a loaf of bread in return. They'd laugh. But hand them a plastic debit card or a $10 bill with a government stamp, and it's accepted, not because it has inherent value, but because we've agreed it means something. At its core, money is trust. Nothing more. Nothing less. 2. From cows to coins to credit. The history of money is actually the history of how humans learned to scale trust. Long ago, people bartered goats for grain, bread for labor, etc. But barter was clunky. What if the person didn't want what you had? So humans invented things to represent value: shells, stones, beads, metal coins. Eventually, this turned into government-issued currency, stamped with kings' faces or religious symbols to say, this is real. This is worth something. Trust it. Then came paper money. Then digital numbers. Then credit, money you don't have yet but promise to repay later. Trust on top of trust. Now we live in a world where most money doesn't exist physically at all. It's digital, speculative, imaginary, and yet it rules almost every decision we make. 3. Money isn't just about math. We've been told money is logical. That it's clean. That the market doesn't care about feelings, just numbers. But here's the truth. Money is emotional. Ask anyone drowning in debt how they feel about money. Ask a parent who can't afford medicine. Ask a worker who can't sleep because their rent is due in 2 days and their paycheck is 5 days away. Money touches everything sacred. Our homes. Our health. Our hopes. Our futures. Which means, money is moral. Whether we admit it or not. 4. The moral blind spot. If money is built on trust, and money controls our access to survival, then shouldn't we ask whether it's being used in ways that are ethical? Who gets to control how money flows? Why do some people get to create it, lend it, hoard it, while others live in scarcity? We don't ask these questions often enough because we've been trained to believe money is neutral, it's just a tool. But so is a hammer. And if someone keeps using a hammer to hurt others, eventually we say, maybe it's not just the tool, maybe it's how we're allowing it to be used. This book isn't anti-money. It's anti-cruelty, anti-confusion, anti-shame. It's about taking back the narrative and asking, what if money could work differently? 5. Reframing the question. So again, what is money? Maybe it's not an object but a question itself. How much do we trust each other? How much do we believe in contribution? How much do we value life over leverage? If money is just a story, then it can be rewritten. If it's a system, then it can be rebuilt. If it's a structure, then let's check if it still stands on solid ground. Because if something's hurting people, making them feel invisible or ashamed, it's not just a technical issue, it's a moral one. Chapter 3. The Sin of Usury.